Welcome to ebsmauritius.com, your solution for e-invoicing compliance in Mauritius. Please like and subscribe for future updates. In this video, we will show you how ebsmauritius.com works with QuickBooks Desktop. The EBS Mauritius Gateway lets you keep your normal QuickBooks Desktop workflow while issuing MRA-compliant invoices and credit notes. First, your business must be registered with the MRA as an economic operator. If you are not yet registered, we will do this free of charge. Once registration is complete, our technical team will install the gateway, connect it to your account, and test it for you. This normally takes about 30 minutes. Now let us look at customer information. For each customer, the details must be complete and accurate. We recommend custom fields for BRN and VAT, so the system can read them easily. If required, our team can also configure the setup to read BRN and VAT from the customer billing details when they are clearly labeled. The country should also be specified in the customer billing address unless you bill exclusively in Mauritius, and we have configured the setup accordingly. We will send you a comprehensive document on how to enter customer information to ensure it is compliant. You should also make sure your VAT setup is correct and each invoice line has the correct VAT assignment. Now let us create an invoice. The process is the same as your normal QuickBooks Desktop process. Create the invoice, enter your items. For each invoice, you should ensure that each invoice line has a clear description, quantity, rate, discount if any, and for credit notes, each credit note must be linked to the original invoice, as this is a mandatory requirement by MRA. You must also enter the reason for the credit note in the credit notes memo field, as this is also a mandatory requirement. We can also send you detailed documentation of the requirements. When you click Save, the gateway will pick up the invoice and send to MRA for fiscalisation, then display a message at the bottom right corner of the screen when successful. When you receive this message, the QR code invoice will also be automatically saved on the special EBS Documents folder on your desktop, where you can pick it up and send to your clients. This usually happens in a few seconds. If you are not ready for the invoice to be fiscalized yet, you can use the option Mark Invoice as pending before saving. QuickBooks will show this as pending non-posting. A pending non-posting invoice can be saved, but it will not be fiscalized until you open it and mark it as final. This is useful for invoices still being reviewed or not yet finalized. When the invoice is ready, mark it as final and save, or just save directly after creation. The gateway then reads the next invoice in sequence and sends it through to the MRA for fiscalization. This will only take place while the computer where QuickBooks Desktop and the gateway are installed is online. It will stop if that computer is offline, if QuickBooks is closed, or if the company file is not open. Once the computer is back online and QuickBooks Desktop is open again with the company file loaded, the system will resume automatically. Once fiscalization is successful, the gateway shows a success notification and the fiscalized PDF becomes available in your EBS Documents folder. Now let us look at an error example. Suppose we create an invoice for a customer whose BRN is missing. The invoice will save in QuickBooks Desktop, but it will not be fiscalized yet. Instead, the gateway will show an alert explaining what needs to be corrected. For example, this customer has no BRN. To fix this, go back to the customer record, add the missing BRN, and save the customer. You do not need to create the invoice again. Once the customer data is corrected, the gateway will retry the document automatically, and the invoice will then be fiscalized successfully. Please remember that invoices and credit notes are processed in sequence, so if one document has an error, the next document will wait until that issue is resolved. It is also important to keep your invoice numbers and credit note numbers in sequence. And once a document has already been fiscalized, later changes in QuickBooks Desktop will not update the fiscalized PDF. So always check the details before final save. As an additional feature, the ebsmauritius.com gateway also assists with day-to-day work. From the system tray, right-click the gateway icon and open Status. In the Invoices tab, you can view invoices between specified dates, similar with the Credit Notes tab. In the Alerts tab, if an error popped up earlier and you cleared it, you can still refer back to it later. You can also download invoices and credit notes directly from the tray application by double-clicking, in addition to having them in the EBS Documents folder. If required, the EBS Documents folder can be set up on computers or on a server. If you have any questions, please contact our support team at support@ebsmauritius.com or leave a question in comment section below. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.